I've been saying for so long, people need to understand that the Palestinian cause is not about self-determination or human rights or statehood. It's about destroying the Jewish state. That's why it's an illegitimate cause. That's why it's about ideological hatred, not a legitimate grievance. Here's Brigitte Gabriel debating a rapper called Loki on Piers Morgan. I found it quite funny, by the way, that the people they source for the anti-Israel side are comedians like Bassem Youssef and Dave Smith, or rappers like Loki. I mean, you've got on the other side Brigitte Gabriel, who's a geopolitical analyst and expert. I just find it quite humorous, to say the least. But anyway, here she is setting the record straight and busting so many myths around this whole Israeli-Arab conflict. Have a watch.
Well, I want to start with the accusation of the occupation. Israel was minding its own business ever since it existed. It reached out to the Arabic world. It wanted to have peace with the Arabic world. In 1964, when the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, was founded, the West Bank was in the hands of Jordan. It was Jordan. And Gaza was in the hands of Egypt. It was Egypt. So the PLO was founded in 1964, not because of any occupation. They wanted to drive the Jews into the sea and get rid of every single Jew in the Middle East. Israel tried repeating. The only reason the Palestinians lost in 67 and they lost Gaza and the West Bank is because they preempted an attack against Israel. And over again, Israel reached out to them to make peace with them. In 2000, Ehud Barak offered them 97% of the territories back, and they refused it again and again and again. In 2005, when Israel withdrew out of Gaza, they said, okay, we're going to give you your own state. We're going to give you your own territory. Israel forcibly removed its own people fighting the IDF by force, removed them out of Gaza. Not only to remove the people, they dug out dead Jews' bones from the cemeteries because they knew exactly what the Palestinians are going to do to the cemeteries. So in 2005, when Israel withdrew out of Gaza, there wasn't one Jew alive or dead in Gaza. They turned over the key to them and said, okay, great. Now build your own place. You are independent. I know people that Israel even left them the greenhouses. Israel was exporting 50 million flowers to Europe in 2004 out of Gaza. The greenhouses, the fruits, the vegetables, the flowers. They left them to the Palestinians so the Palestinians can start they can have an industry where they can support themselves. I know a businessman from New York who even raised $14 million to make sure the Palestinians will be able to get paid salaries as they move over and they continue building the greenhouses. And what did the Palestinians do within 24 hours after Israel withdrew? Not only they destroyed every single Jewish synagogue in the area, they destroyed the greenhouses, ripped out the pipe, and even stole the copper out of the pipe. And then they had an election. So in their first election, the first woman elected to the cabinet of Hamas was a woman by the name Nidal, the mother of al-Mukawama, they called her, the mother of the resistance. And she ran on the platform, I killed 3 of my sons, because she had videos of her sons, she dressing them in suicide bombers to go kill Israelis. She said, I already gave up 3 for the cause. I have another 7 to give. That's why she was elected. So that's a democratic election for Hamas. Israel did not put the Palestinians in a prison in Gaza. Hamas put the Palestinians in a prison in Gaza. Gaza could have been turned into Singapore. They had the money. They had more money pouring into the Palestinian territories and still do from all over the world. And what did they do with it? Build a tunnel infrastructure underneath bigger than the subway system in New York instead of helping their people. So those who scream about the occupation, the Palestinians have brought this on themselves again and again and again.
Wow. Before we continue, I want to quickly share a really important message. Now that a ceasefire is in place, some people might think that Israel's pain is over. But anyone who's been following what's really happening knows it is not. The toll that this war has taken on Israel's economy, on families, on ordinary people just trying to get by is enormous. That's where Leket Israel, the National Food Bank, comes in. Leket rescues surplus, nutritious food, fresh produce from farmers, and hot meals from hotels, corporate cafeterias, even IDF bases, and delivers them to Israelis who can't afford a proper meal. Every week, they are feeding 415,000 people. including Holocaust survivors, soldiers, families, and children who should never have to go hungry. Even now, requests for help keep pouring in. Families who never thought they'd need food assistance suddenly do. If you've ever asked yourself, how can I really help Israel right now? This is one of the most meaningful ways. Just $180 provides 120 meals. So if you want to support, please just click the link below in the video description and stand with Leka Israel, helping feed the people who have given so much for the country that we all care about. Now, it's clear to me Brigitte Gabriel has a very strong understanding of the history of the conflict, but more than that, the word cause and effect. She gets the real cause and effect of this conflict. That term should be at the tip of your tongue when you're talking about Israel, because people try to make it seem like Israel came to the land, kicked out the indigenous Palestinians, and they're just now resisting. It's actually the other way around. There's a hatred towards Jews and Israel that predated Israel's re-establishment. Explain to me the Arab Muslim riots against Jews in the 1920s. In Hebron, or in the 1830s in Svat. And so you actually have this ideological hatred. There's Jews and Arabs living there. The Jews have a far greater claim to the land, but the UN says we'll split it into 2 states. And then, when the Jews accept, the Arabs reject it. The Arabs go to war against the Jews, trying to displace all of them, throw all of them into the sea. The Jews respond, and in that war of survival, many get displaced, many Arabs get displaced, many actually flee. Because their Arab leaders told them, we're going to throw the Jews into the sea, then you can come back. So the cause and effect is the wrong way around here. Similarly, with the occupation of Judea and Samaria, people think, well, the Palestinian cause began, or the PLO began after that. They were created in 1964, before Israel was in Judea and Samaria. So if this is about settlements and occupation, why did they create it then? Where they said we want to destroy all of Israel. So it's all the other way around, the cause and effect. And if you don't understand that, you misunderstand everything. Gaza, people say, oh, well, Israel blockaded Gaza, and so of course they're going to resist. How anyone can dress up what Hamas do as resistance is completely beyond me, but that's what they say. No, it's the other way around. Israel withdrew from Gaza saying, go for it. Show us that you genuinely just want statehood and self-determination. And from day one, they elect Hamas, they create a society of terrorism. And so Israel then says, right, we need to start doing things like, censoring for weapons that come in there. And people say, you see, you're suffocating people of Gaza. No. You've got the cause and effect the wrong way around. And if Israel can't do things like fight off genocidal enemies in 48 or 67 or 2023, you're basically saying the Jews don't have a right to life. It's ridiculous. So it's really important you get clued up on these facts. Now, before we finish, I'm so excited to share with you that we have a new documentary on JTV Plus, our new streaming platform. And it's all about the Messiah, the Jewish idea of the Messianic era, Moshiach in Hebrew, what he will do, how life will be different once he comes, and why his coming may be very close indeed. Have a watch of the trailer, and if you want to watch the full thing, you can just click on the link in the video description. For thousands of years, the Jewish people have carried a promise that history is not a random cycle, that suffering and darkness and exile are not the end of the story, that one day the world will be redeemed and the Messiah, the Moshiach in Hebrew, will come. But what does that actually mean? Who is Moshiach? When will he come? How will we know he's real? Why would God design a world that waits so long for redemption in the first place? And what will life feel like after he comes? With AI and machines beginning to replace work, maybe we're already catching a glimpse. But then what will we do with our days? The prophets spoke of that world long ago. In this groundbreaking JTV Plus documentary, we uncover the truth about the Jewish vision of the Messiah, who he is, why it matters, and why his coming could be closer than you think. Join us as we reveal the truth about history's most anticipated figure. To watch this JTV Plus documentary and access much more premium content, click on the link in the video description.